Welcome back to Old Guy REI. In this episode of Workman Confessions, I wanted to chat a little bit about this journey. I think in my last video I was talking about some challenges that we've been going through and how we're planning on getting through those challenges. We've been really fortunate over the last 3 or so years to be able to pick up some properties, and I've mentioned before that I don't think, well, obviously I won't be able to retire early, but with the properties that we've been able to acquire, hopefully we'll be able to retire comfortably. And something that has been going around in the chats and in some of the meetings that we've been to, I think Dion mentioned it a few weeks ago about house hacking and how it's a great way to get started on your journey to help get your foot in the door, but also considering house hacking when you're towards the end of your journey. So when you retire, buy a small multifamily or something and live in one unit and rent out the others to help with the mortgage and eventually help pay your bills too. And I've talked before about how our mortgage is our highest expense. So we've been looking around, actually in Washington State. Dion's mentioned it a couple times, but we think if we take the equity from our California house and deploy it someplace like that we can get a nice enough property, someplace with a couple of units on it, and manage month to month a lot easier. My hope is that the income from our rentals, and we have Social Security still right now, so with those combined, I'm hoping we could make a decent living and be able to save a little bit extra each month for short trips here and there, vacations and things like that. I don't really have a lot of places I want to go see. I don't like really to travel or things like that, so I think I'm lucky. I won't need that much money set aside to take an occasional trip. But my wife has a pretty extensive bucket list, so she's going to keep us busy. I think that's a great option, and I had never really considered it, and Cynthia is actually on board with that because she can see the power now as well, and I think it could be a great way to facilitate our retirement years. She's going to be teaching for this last year, and I think she's only got like 9 or 10 months left to go, so we're really excited about that, and a little nervous because the portfolio is fairly new. So by the time she's set to retire, hopefully things will be all stabilized and cash flowing. And then I'll probably work for a couple more years, I think, at least. And if I want to keep working after that, maybe I can be a bit more selective on the projects that I take on. Some of the easier stuff, I love to paint. Plumbing stinks. I don't mind electrical. Tile work is okay too, but that's a little bit harder for one person to do by themselves. So a lot of considerations, but I think we have a lot more options these days because we were able to get started again investing with the rental properties. So we're really looking forward to seeing how that changes our future. I think it will.